Greetings. In this episode, I will take you on a tour of Dearborn County seat, Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Listeners can find complete information about Lawrenceburg and other places around southeastern Indiana by purchasing my book, Southeast Indiana Day Trips, from the Road Trip Indiana series. This is the first book in the series and the only one available right now. I will have the rest, there will be 9 altogether, as the year progresses. With rising gas prices, many Hoosiers, including my wife and myself, are choosing to vacation closer to home. Using this podcast, I will tell you about the many places in Indiana where you can visit and have some unique and fun experiences. Just across the Indiana state line on US 50, the first place the traveler encounters after departing Ohio is a beautiful area called the Oxbow. The Oxbow is a broad floodplain where the Great Miami River empties into the Ohio River. This area, where 3 states, Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky, come together, is east of Lawrenceburg and about 17 miles downstream from Cincinnati, Ohio. The Oxbow is a heavily used staging area where migrating birds refuel and rebuild their strength for further migration. This area is essential to their success on long flights between distant northern breeding grounds and the southern wintering areas. Without the Oxbow, these migrants might reach their northern nesting areas without the reserve strength essential to raising new broods of healthy young birds. To get to the upper Oxbow parking area, go west on US 50 from the I-75 number 16 exit. In about 200 yards, turn left east on the edge of the Shell subway station and go to the upper levee in front of the cement plant. Turn right and go to the Oxbow entrance. Turn left into the Oxbow. The upper parking area is immediately on the right. The GPS coordinates are 39.122128 -84.848516. You can contact the Oxbow at P.O. Box 4172, Lawrenceburg, Indiana, 47025, phone number 513-948-8630. On Facebook, you can just search for Oxbow, I'll spell it out, Oxbow, I said I'd spell it, Oxbowinc, or just search for Oxbow on Facebook. Just west of the Oxbow on US 50, you can try your luck at the Hollywood Casino and Hotel if you're into gambling and that sort of thing. Just past the casino, turn left on High Street and park near the event center for an interesting walk along the waterfront. As you stroll along the river near the Lawrenceburg Event Center, you will find an interesting memorial facing the waterfront. The War Memorial to the Common Man towers over the Ohio River. The 7-foot-tall bronze statues honor the common man include a rotating carillon. The accompanying clock chimes every hour on the hour. It is the largest memorial of its kind in the United States. Further west on High Street, you can learn the interesting history of Dearborn County at the Dearborn County Historical Museum. Located in the historic Vance Tousey House in downtown Lawrenceburg, the Dearborn County Historical Museum offers a variety of services for visitors interested in the county's rich history, including genealogical research assistance, the restored Angevine log cabin, and programs and special events on certain occasions. It is a must place to visit to learn the history of this part of southeastern Indiana. Constructed by Lawrenceburg founder Samuel C. Vance, this 1818 structure is a 2-story, 5-bay, late Georgian Federal-style brick and sandstone home. The National Register of Historic Places listed it in 2000. Omer Tousey owned the home later on. The Angevine cabin was built by James Angevine around 1820 to replace an earlier cabin that a flooding Tanner's Creek washed away. Native to New York City, Angevine had been a sailor before moving to Dearborn County in 1818, where he opened a grocery store. He and his wife Susan raised 12 children in this cabin. They lived in the cabin until 1834, when they built a bigger brick home higher up on the hill. The Dearborn County Historical Society purchased, moved, and restored the cabin in 1985. The Dearborn County Historical Society is located at 508 West High Street, Lawrenceburg, Indiana, 47025. You can phone them at 812-537-4075. At the western terminus of High Street, you will find the eastern trailhead for the Dearborn Trail. This small park includes a picnic area and public restrooms. The trail spans 3 River City waterfronts on the Ohio River. The trail is about 4.5 miles in total length one way. Most of the trail is paved and is open year-round. The trail connects Greendale, Lawrenceburg, and Aurora, Indiana. It begins at the intersection of East William and High Street in Greendale, Dearborn County. It ends at Lesko Park. Lesko Park also has restrooms, picnic areas, and benches. For the next point, you must travel north on State Road 1 from its intersection with US 50 to the small town of Guilford, where you find the last covered bridge in Dearborn County. The Guilford Covered Bridge Park is located about 5 miles north of the intersection of Indiana State Road 1 and US Route 50. Cars are permitted to drive through the wrought iron gates across the Guilford Covered Bridge and park in the lower lot. A small shelter house, basketball court, play equipment, and bathroom area are located in the central open space. This pretty bridge was constructed by noted bridge builder Archibald K. Kennedy and Sons of Rushville, Indiana. Mr. Kennedy was hired by the county commissioners in 1879 to construct the 100-foot long bridge spanning the East Fork of Tanner's Creek. Because the bridge was to be torn down and replaced by a concrete bridge in 1961, the people of the county banded together to save the old structure. The populace of Guilford raised the funds needed to tear it down and move it to its current location in the Guilford Covered Bridge Park at the intersection of Indiana State Road 1 and York Ridge Road. An arsonist damaged the bridge in 1993. However, locals restored the bridge in 1997. Visitors to the park drive through the bridge as they enter the park. Archibald Kennedy, a bit about the builder of this bridge. He was born on August the 25th, 1818, and died June the 3rd, 1897. He was a native of Guilford County, North Carolina. He was the son of E. L. Kennedy and Martha Kennedy. The family moved to Fayette County, Indiana in 1818. He started working as a carpenter in 1841 and started building covered bridges as a side business in 1853. His first bridge was a 2-span bridge over the East Fork of the Whitewater River in Franklin County. Archibald showed prowess as a bridge builder, and this soon became his chief occupation. He passed the bridge building business on to his sons, who in turn passed it on to their sons. The family bridge building business lasted 3 generations, and during that time they built at least 58 bridges. You can find the Guilford Covered Bridge at 4785 Main Street, Guilford, Indiana, 47002. Find out more about these Indiana day trip